And we are alive. All right. Back spreading the message. Back from yesterday, today, tomorrow, the day before, the day after, next week, last week, all of time. We got the birds in the back, and we're feeling fresh. We're feeling wise. We're feeling smart. We're feeling aware, right? That's what we want to be. We want to feel aware. That is the message. I'm going to do a quick sound check. All right. Testing, testing. Mic is working. Testing, testing. Mic is working. Okay. Mic's working. Dubai is alive again. Doesn't stop going, doesn't it? It just keeps going. That's Dubai for you. Crazy. But there we are. Feeling pretty Hugo. Feeling like the man of today. That's what we want to feel like. Right? Spreading the message, doing the good deeds, prioritizing survival, not doing bad as much as we can. It's a work in progress. Life is a work in progress, right? So here we are, back from yesterday, where I admit I was being a bit of a tease. We were talking about reality and how that is the solution to our little AI problem. And if you want to know what the AI problem is, please go watch the other lives, because I do have several hours of me completely yapping into oblivion about these issues. But here we go. Now, I had a long think. How much edging, how much teasing should I actually do about this topic? And I realized that I shouldn't. This is just too important to keep to myself. So we're going to get to the solution that I have in mind. This live, right? How to use reality. We now know why. We know the what. Now we get the how. Yes, I did pretend. Can't let it get to your head. Don't take it personally. Mics will have trouble. So, okay, we're good. Mike's working. I'm working. Beep boop bop. AI is working. Dubai is working. Dubai is alive. We are alive. So, here we go. How to use reality in a post AI world. We've got the what. We've got the what, and that is AI. It's a threat to our existence. It's already happening. I've come up with a few examples just to give you some more evidence today. AI can You might have seen the viral videos, but AI can replicate musicians' voices, right? And quite accurately. Now, admittedly, it's a little flat sounding, but until like a year or two ago, uh, we couldn't even do that. So that kind of almost real sounding voice is is only a few years of work in when it comes to developing this kind of voice repeating software, recreating software. So, or at least that we know of, it's only really been, kind of available on the internet to view like the voices for a few years now. But yes, it's out there, and the reason why I bring that up is we've been talking a lot about what do you call it, tech, like logistical jobs, numbers, typing up things in a spreadsheet, writing up emails, making spreadsheets, making rotas, making numbers and letters appear on the screen. It's very good at that. You could put an AI in a lawyer's office, and you could have a database for every single law. And if you have a case and you put in the prompt of what the case requires, it will find you all the legal whatevers to fight your case, right? So we've got the logistical, we've got this the serious business sides of things, the laborious tasks of that you do on a computer, programming, things of that nature. That's all kind of very obvious. And what's not so obvious is the effect on creative jobs. And we only really see that in kind of the more obvious creative jobs, like, like picture art. Video's not quite there yet, but when used right, it's ridiculous. So that's getting there. There's not a lot of faith in video right now, but it's coming. But now there's this, I don't know how long it's been around, but Opus. It's a video editing software. And boy, is it quite pricey, but it's essentially like hiring a shorts editor, right? You throw it a podcast and it pulls out 10 well edited, better than you could do in that amount of time, clips. And it's good content. I mean, you feed it videos and it pushes out narratives. It pulls out a story from like 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours of video. And so editing is a creative job. I'm an editor. I'm a pretty decent editor. And it can edit better than me. Now granted, it's standardized, but it's better because it's faster. Like there's a benchmark for like good content, and it reaches that. And although you can tell uh, that it's created by the same process, it's way faster, and it tells a narrative, and it does all the things that a short needs to do. So it leaves you thinking, what the hell am I doing learning how to be an editor? If in the next 5 years everybody's just going to be using AI platforms to edit their videos anyway, especially shorts, short form content. It's like the biggest thing now. And it's like being encroached by this giant that can just kill a whole market that's just come up. Okay. It's always like a touch of like Wi-Fi loss. It's just a brief network issue. And just gets your cuts off an important part of whatever you say. Okay. So we have the what, and now we have far more examples. I gotta move this a little bit, maybe. Now we have far more examples, real world examples of markets being devoured as we speak. What is wrong with the Wi-Fi today? Where's the what? For the last few days, it's supposed to be really good, but apparently not. Awful, awful, awful. I'm just gonna check how bad it is. I mean, I guess it's working, but maybe not. But we'll just keep going. We have the what. We have real world examples backing up that what. We have the why, right? We have the why from both sides. So we have the why from both sides so that we're not emotional about this very big change, right? We cannot be emotional about this big change. And now we have the how. And we spoke a little bit about that. And we discovered that the how is in the what. The fact that it's artificial means that we are its natural deterrent. We are real. And what it can't do are real things. Right? Now, think about it like this. Imagine you watched an interview of your favorite artist, actor, public person, right? Someone who you're a fan of. You watched an interview and you realized that that interview was fake. It was artificial intelligence. The audio was AI. The video was AI. That artist was never in the room. That person was not there. It was not them speaking. And in fact, they didn't even. All those stories were fabricated, and it was just an artificial intelligence model that was like it was an agent doing all these different things and answering to the best of its ability. Because the artist or the person had hired a company to do the interviews for him because he doesn't have a lot of time, right? And at that point, you start thinking, okay, how much of what I heard was true? Because what I heard and what I saw weren't true. So what did what did I hear that was actually true? Right? It's like, why do people like live news? Because you can mess it up. People like live news because you can mess it up. There's been so many viral moments, so many cultural moments, if you notice, on the internet where it's just live news, right? And you can't fake that. And maybe AI can get to a place when it can effectively do video and audio to a point where it's unrecognizable. But at the end of the day, it's not a real story. It's not a real person talking, right? Like, sure, we can pretend for a few hours a day that, a video game character is going through a difficult dilemma. And we can escape into that world briefly. And it's fun because you get to not focus on your own life for a little bit, your own problems or whatever your reason is to play video games. And you can get involved in that story, but you're never going to actually care if a character dies, right? You're not going to actually, like, a person didn't die. It's like a movie, right? When an actor dies in a movie, their character dies, you see them at the premiere. You see them at the premiere. And and it's not like that makes the movie any less good or interesting. But as a general rule of thumb, we know that it's not real. And we can enjoy it, but that was in the days when reality was in uh, excess and the artificial was just in stories, and then eventually plays, and then moving pictures. And now, because our life is full of so much artificialness, so many things online, it's hard to then think that what we need more of is the artificial, right? We already have the artificial. When we had a lot of reality, we wanted more artificial. We wanted to escape reality. Now we have too much artificial, and we want reality back. We want realism back. We know that there's no stake in a character dying. When all you are faced with is reality, and you watch a movie about a very realistic depiction of something that you could have gone through or someone you knew went through, that is interesting because that is relatable. But if all your life is surrounded by, like, mobile phones and technology and all these different things that are not real life, an artificial depiction of reality just doesn't do it anymore. There's no stakes to a character dying. I remember this story about, like, one of the first, like, moving pictures um, that was, like, shown for an audience, and uh, it was a it was a movie. It was a very short clip of a train coming towards the camera and towards the audience in the screen, right? And the story goes that the people the people in the audience jumped out of their chairs because they'd never seen something like that before. It's like, you know, you've never seen a train where a train wasn't, unless it was like a reflection in a puddle. But at that point, you knew where the train was. At least you you have some sort of awareness where a train is. You walk into a dark room. A light comes on, a large whirring sound, and that's a better sound. I don't know. And suddenly there's a train coming towards you, and it could be night, but you've never seen that before. We're gonna get to it, but you've never seen that before. So for you, that's a train coming to you, right? And it's so fascinating because the first people that saw that really enjoyed it. Like, that's how movies are supposed to be enjoyed. You're supposed to see the stake, and the stake for them was that, holy crap, there's a train coming for us. And that's the beauty of stories. Now, unfortunately, when you tell the same story, now if you watch, you know, a 3D movie, it's like, you know, just a thing in front of you. You know what it is. You know what it is because you've got so much of it. If you saw a train coming at you in a movie, you'd think, what's going to happen next? What's going to happen after the train comes? There's no real stake. Like, of course, there's movies where you want to find out what happens next. But I think that's why it's kind of gone from, you know, pretending to have stakes to just full fan service. That's why superhero movies work so well. Why you have so many sequels. It's not the, I'm going to say, controversial opinion here, but it's not the studio's fault. It's not the studio's fault that they're remaking movies because that's what you want to watch. Because you also subconsciously realize that there is no stake in what you're doing and what you're viewing. And so you don't care. You don't want to watch it. But maybe if you've seen a character 30 times and you've grown up with them, or maybe if something made enough money, you want to just see more of it. You just want to see what happens next, right? It's like the train coming at you. You've seen the train. Now you just want to see what happens next. Let's just follow the same story. I just want to know what happens next. I don't care about anything new, right? I don't care about a person. I don't care to feel like the person who saw a train come at him for the first time. I thought that they were going to die. Who in their right mind in the last 30, 40 years, unless you're talking about The Dark Knight, thought that they were going to die when going into a movie theater and watching a movie because of the movie? I don't want to get political here. Right? So that's important because the state of cinema today and content itself is a great depiction of what has happened to the human psyche. We had a lot of reality. We created the artificial, and it was great. Now we have too much artificial, and quite frankly, far more than we've ever seen coming our way. And now we need a little reality. And so that's the point. We need more reality because artificial has come too far. And unfortunately, that's progress, but it needs to happen. Okay? So, summation before I get into the solution. We have the what? Big ass threat coming your way. We have the why. You need to know why it's coming your way, why it's not personal, and why you need to do something about it. Right? It's a threat, but why is it a threat to you? Right? We know that now. We know the how, and that's reality. And the how is because of the state of humanity right now. Okay? And what is the how is this. I'm doing it right now, right? Big surprise. It's like the Fight Club ending, right? Big surprise. You didn't see it coming. This is the solution. Can AI yap on a live stream for several hours a day? No. AI cannot yap. AI cannot yap. Yapping is interesting if you're interested, right? Yapping is interesting if you're interested. And that's the point. So, what I'm telling you to do to defeat AI is become a content creator. Do you understand? What I'm telling you to do is become a content creator. That's what I'm telling you to do. I want you to become a content creator. That is how you beat AI. That is the new meta. That's the future. You might think what I'm saying is ridiculous right now, but in the future, everybody's going to be a content creator. So get in early. You think there's already so many content creators? This is the infancy. You're looking at the infancy of the new world. This is where it's going. Everybody's got an opinion and everybody will voice it. That's where it's going. Everybody's got a hobby. Everybody's got an interest. Everybody's got something to say. And if you say it with enough charisma, if you say it with enough confidence, if you say it with enough knowledge and experience, people will listen. And you will find your market. Use the internet to find the people around the world that you can vibe with in a creative manner. But my computer is lagging because my stream is my stream fucked? Okay, so I'm having some technical issues.